What's up, everybody? Master Reactor here, and today I have a replay. Go figure. First of all, let's see the rankings. Dueling High #1. Let's fucking go. Woo woo! I went from 10th place all the way up to 1st, and this is the reason why. Because let's see the records. This is the reason why I'm in 1st. It's all fucking green. Green, 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 green. One loss to my teammate. But other than that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Okay, yeah, 9. I can't count. Anyways, let's count from right here. From right here, I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 2. So pretty good rating here. And the replay is versus Guts, who I just played. Let's see what happens. I throw paper, he throws rock. So alright, pretty nice start here. Okay, I open Double Thunder Dragon, which is terrible. Faith, Wing Blast, Tribe Affecting Virus, and Sinister Serpent. So I discard the one Thunder Dragon and grab the one, unfortunately. And decide to set Wing Blast and just pass. He's got the goods over here. He's got DD Warrior Lady, Breaker, Rhoda, Ejection Fairy Lily, Giant Rat, and Graceful Charity. So when he summons his Giant Rat, I instantly think that he's on Panda Burn. So I was really like, fuck, he's on Panda Burn, damn it, this sucks, but he's not on Panda Burn, so that's pretty good. So I draw into Solemn Judgment, I run the tribe out, discard the Sinister, and poke for 1600. How I win this game, have no clue, because he has got the fucking stones in his hand. He fires the Graceful Charity, and I say, okay. He draws Giant Trunade, or no, Gaia Power, it looks like Giant Trunade. Nova Mana Cross Out, and Dust Tornado, I think. So he's got all kinds of good shit here. Gaia Power, Knock, Rhoda, Dust Tornado, Lily, DD Assailant, DD Warrior Lady, and Breaker. So he's got all kinds of good shit. So he discards the Lily and discards the Gaia Power. He runs Night Assailant out. And I say think. And I decide just to Solemn Judgment DD Warrior Lady. DD Assailant. Because I want to keep my tribe around. And might as well. I draw Pot of Greed. So that is a clutch ass draw for me. I fired the Wing Blast in a standby phase. And put the card back on top. And he doesn't chain it. Which is great because this sets him back a turn. So that was really good. I fire Pot of Greed into Jar of Greed and Tsukiyomi. And I run him for 1600 again. And I set Jar of Greed and set Fate. I should have set Sinister first. But it really wouldn't matter because he's got Rhoda for the play. No matter what, this outside notice playing this game, a face down monster is not going to stick against this guy's deck at all. So he runs Breaker out. He decides to break. And I chain Jar of Greed. So that's really good. And then he crashes the tribe, and he fires the Nog, so I'm like, fuck. And he sets Dust Tornado and passes. I draw into BLS. And I only have a light in graveyard, so I decide to set Night Assailant and pass. He draws into Gaia Power. He fires the Rhoda, and gets the Mystic Swordsman, and he hits me. And I draw Sork for turn, so I could have just gamed him right here. But I didn't know what his back row was, so nothing I could really do. So I decided to banish the Dark, banish the Light. And I drop the Chaos Sork. And I decide just to go into battle and swing. This is just testing the waters to see if he has a battle trap, which I know he doesn't now. I know that's not one because he would have definitely sacked food or something. So I decide to run Tsukiyomi out and put the Chaos Sork down, and I pass. He draws into a Rhoda, so okay, must be nice. He fires the Rhoda and gets DD Assailant, and then fires Gaia Power and runs right over the Chaos Sword. Okay, I draw into Nova Mana Crossout, which is pretty nice. So I run the Tsukiyomi out, put it down. I fire the Knock, I discard the Thunder Dragon, and I go for the BLS, and I swing Bada for game. And he scoops. Let's fucking go. I risked it for the biscuit there, for sure. On to game 2. Game 2, he's got Gaia Power, Mystic Swordsman level 2, Chiron the Mage, whatever the hell, however hell you say it, blah, 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 blah. He sets Heavy Storm, he's got Rodent Call the Haunted. He sets the Pro Storm and passes. I've got pretty bricked up hand here. 1 Thunder Dragon, double Sword, double Night Assailant, and Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. So I think I misplayed on this game a few times, but it is what it is. So I decided to set the Wing Blast and set the Night Assailant and pass. He fires the Heavy Storm, which sucks. Then he runs out his level 2 and pokes over my Night Assailant. He sets Call the Haunted and passes. I draw into Upstart Goblin, I fire the Upstart, and I draw into Torrential Tribute. So I decide to set Torrential and pass. He draws into a Giant Rat. He runs the Giant Rat out, and I instantly Torrential it and just say fuck it. And he passes. I draw into Duelinghigh Duo, which is nice. So yeah, I really threw this game. This sucks, but I pick his Gaia Power, which sucks. I wish I would have picked his Rhoda. I set the Night Assailant and pass. He draws into a Zinged. That's pretty dead right now. He's got a lot of dead cards. He fires the Rhoda and gets a Night Assailant, and then he Call the Haunteds, the level 2, and he pokes into the Night Assailant and hits me for 17. And he sets Zing. So I definitely probably should have just Snatch Shield right here. Definitely misplayed like crazy. Should have definitely just Snatch Shield this shit and saved my Chaos Monsters and let him answer the DD Assailant. Probably would have won the game if I would have did that. But instead, I did not. And I should have put this in defense. Because now he's just going to run DD Assailant out and banish my shit, which sucks. And he hits me for another 900. I draw into Solemn Judgment, which is pretty nice. But I've already fucked this game up so bad that it doesn't matter. And now I drop the Chaos Sword and put it in defense. I set Solemn and pass. He draws into a knock. He fires the Rhoda. And he gets the Exile Force. And I decide to Solemn Judgment the Exile Force. Probably shouldn't have done that either, because now I'm dead to a ring. And I fire Graceful Charity. I draw into Berserk Gorilla and Sinister. I discard Sinister, Berserk Gorilla, Jar of Greed, and Sinister. And I should have definitely ran his Berserk Gorilla out here and swung, because I would have tied it. I set Jar of Greed, and I set the Berserk Gorilla like a fucking dumbass. And he just knocks it. And I get the Sinister back. I Jar of Greed. Draw into Mirror Force. I swing again for 23. Should have definitely summoned Sang in there. But I didn't. I set Mirror Force and set Sang in and pass. He draws into a Berserk Gorilla. He knocks it. Sets the Gorilla. I draw BLS. I'm dead to that. So I swing. I set this. And he draws into Rain. And it is over. So yep, I could have got way more aggressive there and summoned the Berserk Gorilla and just swung bada. And I would have tied it. But I deserve to lose. I know why I lost there, because I'm a fucking dumbass, and I played like a little bitch and didn't just fucking go for it. I was worried about his back rows, but I get to go first. So I got Saku, Breaker, Ring, Tribe, Wing Blast, and Snatch. I decide to set Ring and pass. He's got Knock, Berserk Gorilla, Ejection Fairy Lily, Dust Tornado, Giant Rat, and Breaker. So instead of running the Breaker out, he goes for the Berserk Gorilla. And I instantly just ring it. He sets Dust Tornado and passes. I draw into a Pot of Greed. I run the Breaker out and I break. I break the Dust Tornado. I Pot of Greed into Deco and Saku. And I swing for 1600. Set Saku and pass. He draws into a Gigantis probably called. I don't fucking know. These fucking crazy ass names this guy's playing. I can't even fucking read. What the hell? So he drops the 1900 attacker. That is a fucking Heavy Storm when he gets destroyed by battle. And he hits me for 19 and passes. I draw into a Thunder Dragon. So I discard the Thunder Dragon. And I grab 2 more. And I run the Tribe out. And I decide to just discard both Thunder Dragons and hit him for 16. And I set Saku and pass. He draws into a Premature Burial. He fires a Premature Burial here. Put him down to 200, so his Ejection Fairy Lily is now dead. And I just Saku the shit. And he sets Giant Rat and passes. I draw into a Jar of Greed. I decide to just run into the Rat, and he gets another Rat. And I decide to discard Jar of Greed and pop. I set Wing Blast and pass. He draws into a Dust Tornado. He sets Ejection Fairy Lily and Dust Tornado and passes. Standby phase, I decide to Wing Blast and put the Lily back on top. And I get my Sinister back, and I run the Deco out, and that is the game. Played way more aggressive that game, and I got him. So, whoop whoop, first on the ladder, hit the like, hit the sub,